questions. Let's go to Roger. He's in Brooklyn. Roger.
Good afternoon.
1 second, Roger. Now we're ready for you. What's going on?
Hi. My wife, good afternoon. My wife applied for an immigrant visa, and she had to go for the interview in Barbados.
Right.
So at the interview, they told her she's missing my task transcript and photos, so they didn't take her passport, and she's been there from November 20.
Did you submit what they were requested?
Yes.
When did you submit it?
After I submitted majority information before, and during the interview, after the interview, and they asked for 2 more pieces of information, I submitted that like 10 days after.
So you submitted that early December?
Yeah.
All right, you got to give them 120 days from early December, unfortunately. If you show up to an interview at a U.S. embassy and they ask for additional documentation, it's 120 days they have to make a decision from the time you submit that additional documentation. So if you submit it in early December, it's an unfair rule. I mean, they make you wait an extra 4 months, but I'm just telling you what the law is, and unfortunately there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to wait it out. So early December, that means January, February, March. She's probably not going to hear anything till the end of March, early April.
I see the case online saying administrative process.
That's exactly it. They're not going to give you a decision till the end of March or early April.
Okay, so would they refuse her at that time?
I have no idea if they're going to refuse her. If you follow what they asked to submit and your wife otherwise qualifies, they should give her a green card. I have no idea what you submitted. Well, you're asking me what's going to happen, and I'm telling you they're going to make a decision based on the documentation that you gave them the end of March.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so hang in there.
All right.
All right. Let's go to Paray in Atlanta, Georgia. Paray. Paray. Paray.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Okay, so my dad recently put in my paperwork,
Yes.
and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So how should I go about this?
Yeah, well, you can't force the man to do it. If he's a terrible father, doesn't want to help his child, you got to figure out another way.
So, but the document is already in to USCIS.
But you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. There is no law that says my dad filed for me. My dad is a jerk. I got into a fight with him. Is there a visa for children of dads who are jerks? No, there aren't. No matter, so unfortunately that's it. You got to figure out another way.
Okay, another question. Is there an interview still, even though that's my dad?
Are you over 21 or under 21?
I'm 18.
You're 18 years old. They're going to schedule you for an interview, yes.
Okay.
Now you're 18 years old.
Yeah.
Who do you live with?
My auntie.
So why doesn't your aunt get legal guardianship of you, prove that it's not in your best interest to be reunited with your father, who's a jerk, and do a special immigrant juvenile?
Yeah, I could try that.
You can do that. You'll get a green card in less than a year. You don't have to cry on your pillow anymore. All right? Give me a call. Yeah. Hold on. Let's go to Amara in Somerset, New Jersey. Amara.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
My husband, I applied for asylum. When I go for the interview, they require me for immigration first. So I got married. My husband filed for me. Luckily, when I go to the interview, I get approved. If he filed for me and my kids, they approve all of us, the 4 of us, me and my kids. My kids, and the 2 are in Syria. The other one is in Liberia right now. So I don't know if they can allow all of them to go to Liberia for the interview, because December they went to Liberia for a visitor visa, but they denied them. They said why
you can't get a visitor's visa if your husband's filing for them. When you say you got how did you come to the United States?
Through my job.
Okay, so did you adjust your status? When you say approved, I don't know what approved means. Did you adjust your status and get a green card?
He filed it.
Do you have a green card right now?
No.
Did you file an adjustment? Did you file an adjustment application?
I'm in immigration court. My next hearing is...
Oh, you're in immigration court. I understand. I didn't understand that. All right, so once the I-130 is approved, they should terminate your deportation and allow you to adjust. Your children who are in another country can't get visitors visas when their mother's in removal and the stepfather's filing for them. They're going to be turned down. Once you get through with your green card, that's when the children, they're probably not even going to give them green cards till you get through, especially if you're in removal right now.
Okay, so we just need to hold on everything, even though they get approved, right?
Correct.
Because
I mean, you can start processing them at the National Visa Center by all means, and let them go for an interview at the U.S. Embassy from whatever country they live in. Don't stop processing them. I'm just saying that it's possible that the U.S. Embassy, when they go for their interview, may say, we're going to hold up issuing the immigrant visa till we know that you get through.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So because my husband is worried, he thinks like they're going to send me back, then I can get an interview to come in for the green card.
Why would they send you back? You came here legally, right?
I don't know, because he's worried about that. Because
no, you came here legally. You should be able to adjust your status. If he's concerned, he should have a consultation with us. Hold on. Let's go to Io in Sayville, New Jersey. Io. Ayo.
Hi, good evening. Hi, Brad. Good
How
evening.
Are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, please, I have just two questions. My husband filed for me in 2018. I got my EAD in March 2019. And then last year, September, I was called up for an interview. Then October, the following month, I was called up for another one. Now my EAD expired in
What do you mean
December.
You got called up for an interview? You went for an adjustment interview, and then you got a Stokes interview? What was happening at these interviews? What do you mean by interviews? You got called up. I don't know what that means.
For the I-4...
so you got an adjustment interview. What happened at the first interview? Why didn't you get your green card?
The first one, they said it didn't go.
Okay, so they didn't believe it was a real.
Well,
they didn't believe
they called for another one.
Okay, and then at that one, they separated you into two different rooms.
Yes, sir.
That's called the Stokes interview. And how did that go?
Yes. Yes, it did go. That went well,
Okay.
but then they didn't say nothing. They didn't.
So what's your question to me?
Okay, so up until now, I've not heard anything, and my EAD expired
renew your work
last month.
Renew your work permit. You've already gone on the interview. Either they're going to approve you, or they're going to write you a very lengthy letter explaining why you're denied, and they don't believe it's a real marriage. I don't know. I wasn't there at the interview, so I don't know how it went. You tell me it went well, so hopefully you'll get an approval.
Okay, sir. Then another question that I have is, can I still travel within the United States? Because my driver's license expired last month.
Yes. So, get a new driver's license and travel on your passport. Either one. Renew your work permit. You can travel on any of those valid documents.
Okay, I can travel with my passport. You can
travel with your passport.
International passport.
You can travel with you can travel with the passport issued by your country that you were born in. You can travel with a work permit if you renew it. You can travel with your driver's license if you renew it. You can't renew your driver's license until you renew your work permit.
Yes, sir. What I'm saying is I have not renewed my driver's license.
We're talking in circles. I said renew your work permit. When you renew your work permit, you can renew your driver's license. You can, in the meantime, travel on your passport. I don't know what's going to happen on your interview. You had a Stokes. You told me it went well. Hopefully you get an approval. The longer it takes, historically, from my experience, the longer it takes to hear back from immigration, more likely that you're going to get denied because they got to write a whole letter explaining why they don't believe it's a real marriage. If they're going to approve you, it's a form letter. It's much easier to do. So usually, the longer it takes, I start getting worried that you're going to get denied. The shorter it takes, that means most likely what's in the mail is going to be a green card. All right, but at this point, there's nothing there's nothing I can do to help you other than to tell you to wait and see what happens.
Okay, sir, but then I can still travel within the states with my international passport and not have a problem with the TS.
How many times have I answered that question? Yes.
All right, sir.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Let's go to Fam in Dallas, Texas. Fam.
Hey, what's going on, Brad?
How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Yes, my I-45, no, my green card was sent to the wrong address. I already trying to call the post office, couldn't get an answer. And what can I do as far as getting sent to the right address?
Did immigration get the green card mail back to them?
The only thing I can track is showing that it was delivered to the wrong address.
All right, so if immigration didn't get the green card returned to them, they're going to make you fill out a new I-90, pay a filing fee, and just make sure that the address that's on the I-90, you can get your mail there.
Oh, okay. How much is the filing fee, if you don't mind me asking?
I think it's $5.40 off the top of my head, but I'm never good with filing fees. All right?
Yeah, so I gotta pay for.
Yeah, if it was first, call immigration, see if it was returned, because if it was returned to them, they'll mail back the returned green card. If it was never returned to them, then you're gonna have to pay the fee again.
All right, and how long does it take to receive the?
About 12 to 16 weeks.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go to Youssef in Providence, Rhode Island. Youssef.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I do.
Yeah. So for my citizenship, I came here in the last 2 weeks of 2016. So since I came in December, I didn't have to file taxes because I just came in for that year. And now I'm filing for citizenship, but they require 3 tax returns, and I only got 2 because 2019 taxes is not filed yet. Is there a problem in that?
You're basing your citizenship based on a bona fide marriage to your spouse, correct?
Yeah.
You entered the United States in 2016 with a green card?
CR1.
Yes? The answer is yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Your wife earned money in 2016?
Yes, she did.
Even if you earned $0, you should have filed a joint tax return. Go amend the tax return.
How long does that take to amend them?
How long does it take to amend a tax return? As long as it takes to sit in an accountant's office.
Oh, so it's not long because my interview is next week.
No, go do it right now.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right. Let's go to Tony in Waterbury, Connecticut. Tony. 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 Tony.
Hi, Uncle Brad. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's up?
Yeah, I have 2 questions.
Go ahead.
My sister and live with her husband, and she get married, and so they file. Her husband filed for her, and then she get her temporary green card.
All right, this is your sister's husband filed for her. She got his temporary green card, okay? And?
Yeah, so the husband, daughter, and my sister get into a fight.
Right.
However, both of them get arrested. They went to court and they annulled the case. So, and then she get in 3 more trouble with traffic. She get catch with driving without insurance. They annul that too. And then
what's the question? What's the question? If she doesn't, annulled, no prosecute. What state was this in?
Connecticut.
All right. So if they didn't choose to prosecute any of these things, she has arrests and no criminal record, she's going to be okay. If your question is, are these going to cause a problem with her removing the conditions of her permanent residence, it doesn't sound like, based on what you're telling me, she has any convictions.
Okay.
So
how
then
about
she'll be
going
okay.
forward for citizenship?
Well, she has to prove good moral character. So if she's getting arrested a lot, that goes against her good moral character. 3 of them are vehicle traffic infractions. That's not a big deal. But she did get an arrest for domestic violence, but they chose not to prosecute it. Hopefully that shouldn't prevent her, that one arrest shouldn't prevent her from proving good moral character, but it does go against her moral character.
So only one of them is arrest. The rest of them with a ticket to go to court. Those are not arrested.
Yeah, there's no law that says that you can't become a citizen because you're a bad driver. I'm only concerned about that fight they had, the domestic violence, but it wasn't prosecuted. You're allowed to have a bad day.
Okay.
All right. What maybe you don't understand what I'm saying is you got to prove good moral character. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get arrested for domestic violence, for that particular moment, you're not really showing good moral character if you're getting yourself arrested for domestic violence. So the government looks at that. And what the law says is you have to be a person of general good moral character. The law doesn't say you have to be a person of good moral character every minute and every second in the last 3 years. So if you have a good attorney, your attorney would say, hey, they had a bad night. Doesn't make them a bad person. Now, if they're getting arrested every other month for domestic violence and all the cases are thrown out, doesn't make them deportable, but you can't make that argument, 2, 3, 4 arrests. Hey, they had a bad night in January, they had a bad night in March. April was a bad night also. So, in this particular case, she's a bad driver and had one bad night for moral character. I think she'll be a citizen. But, I'm not there. I don't see what you're looking at. So, but that's my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion.
Okay. So my next question now. Donald Trump coming with a law about I hear you talk about it a lot. Like people overseas that trying to come to America, like if you file for your mom, would like to prove that to the government that they are able to work or health insurance and all those things. So for a kid that is 14, that would affect that kid. They have to try to prove that too.
Where is this child?
In Jamaica.
Well, you're not going to prove a child's going to work, but you got to certainly prove that that child's is healthy and you're going to be able to support that child well above the poverty level. When it's dealing with children and it's dealing with elderly people, it becomes harder. You got to be earning more money. That's the new rule. All right, so come have a consultation. Let's go to Lisa in Queens. Lisa.
Hi. I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
First question is, if a person crossed the border and is living here illegally, would it be faster to do a spouse-based petition or if they're adult child petition for them?
They're both the same, but if they entered without inspection, unless they're 245I or somebody in the family is in the military and you can get parole in place, they have to go back home to pick up their green card and have a 10-year bar. You can get a waiver through the spouse. You can't get a waiver through your adult son or daughter. So most likely, I would say have the spouse file.
Okay, because I heard an immigration attorney telling me that as long as that person is married, can their adult child still petition for them?
Yes, but you need a provisional waiver through the spouse. The spouse is going to come into play no matter what.
Right. Okay.
And it sounds like to me you have no idea what a provisional waiver is, so let me explain it. Because the person...
Well, I know it's the extreme hardship waiver.
Yes, because they can't adjust their status here, so they have to go home. And you got to do that waiver before they go home. And you can only do a waiver through a spouse.
Okay, so even before an adult child petitions, the waiver has to already be in place?
No, the waiver's in place before they go home.
Okay.
You need help. Hold on one second. You need help. I'm not going to be able to explain it all here. Let's go to Stacy in Washington. Stacy. Stacy.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yes. How are you, Brad?
What's going on?
I have 3 questions. If you have joint tax return, I filed them with my husband, and I do have other evidence to show, and I don't have a bank account. Will that cause a problem?
It doesn't help you. When you have to prove that you have a bona fide marriage with your spouse, you have to prove you physically live together, and you have to prove you have a financial relationship. A financial relationship starts with having a joint bank account and paying all your bills out of that joint bank account. That's where it all begins. So if you're not doing that, and you're saying, is that a problem? It's certainly not helping your case, that's for sure.
What if you have credit cards together?
What if you have lots of things together, but you're not commingling your funds? That's not a joint financial relationship.
Okay, my second question. Do I have to receive a notice first before filing my I-751?
No.
And what is the filing fee for the I-751?
$680.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Rona in Rockville, Maryland. Rona.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
How are you, Brad?
Good. What's going on?
I just want to ask a question. Is it true that if you're a citizen, they can take away your citizenship from you?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
That's it?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Let's go to Jessica in Seattle, Washington. Jessica.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
Good. So I have a few questions for you. One is, I have a friend of mine that got married that boyfriend applied visitor visas and student visa in the past. So now they got married last year. So what's the best option for the person to get here?
They got file an I-130 visa petition for them.
Okay, but the person is a resident, it's not a citizen.
File an I-130 visa petition for them. The quicker, the better.
Okay. The guy is from Nigeria, and we
file an I-130 visa petition. The quicker, the better.
Okay. So the second question is about myself. I had an asylum interview since 2017, but till now they haven't called me. But before my asylum interview, I had one domestic violence, but I wasn't guilty about it. But since then, I have not heard from them about.
So you said you have an interview, or you filed it and waiting for an interview?
I had an interview since 2017. I have not got response from them.
You got it. You were interviewed in 2017, and nobody made a decision on your case?
Yes, I'm in the United States.
Okay, then you need to get a lawyer to push this along or file a mandamus. Hold on. Let's go to Vita in Queens. Vita. Hello?
Hi, good night.
How are you?
I'm fine. I had a little question to ask you. I had a son, and he was 21 when I filed my papers.
Right.
When I married, he was just turned 21. I wanted to know if I can still file for him, if I'll get him at I'll get him at minor.
No, he's an adult now. If you file for him, he's going to wait 5-6 years for a green card.
Okay, so it don't make no sense to file for him right now, right?
No, it makes sense, because if you don't file for him, he's never getting here. So do something. File for him, even if it takes 5-6 years. Better than nothing. You know how many people say, oh, it makes no sense because it's going to take too long? And then they call me back 5 years later and say, how do I get my son here? I said, well, if you listened to me 5 years ago, he'd be here. So go do it.
Okay, next question.
Yes.
I had a friend, he had a misdemeanor. What effect that can do again to you?
What kind of misdemeanor? What state? What did he do? I have no idea.
He had a misdemeanor in New York.
What was the misdemeanor for?
They said somebody sold him something.
I don't know what somebody sold him something means.
Like something stole from somebody and they sell it to him.
So he was in receipt of stolen property?
Yes.
Did he go to jail?
No.
And it was a misdemeanor for sure?
Yes.
And
he got locked up.
Was there a fraud involved in this?
Fraud? No.
Okay, so it means it sounds like he has a crime of moral turpitude. Maybe a petty offense, I'm not sure.
Oh, so would it go against him,
yes.
How much year that misdemeanor would stay on his record?
For the rest of his eternity. If your question is he going to get deported? If your question is, can he travel? Can he become a citizen? Those are questions you may want to ask me. A question of, does it stay on his record forever? Of course it does. Okay? Yes, I don't know. You're telling me, you're giving me cryptic information, vague information, and want me to solve some guy's problem with cryptic, vague information. He sold something to something, and somebody got something somewhere. So it could be on his record for the rest of his life. I don't know. This is what you need to do. Bring in the disposition to me, and I'll tell him exactly where he stands. Hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Yashina in Poughkeepsie. Yashina.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, I'm here in the United States on an F1 visa. So it's about to be up.
What's about to be up?
My F1 visa.
Okay. You're on a student visa?
Yes, now
Okay.
I'm on OPT. It's gonna be up in July 14th. My father already put in my file for me, but I'm over 21. Do you think I can stay here to adjust, or should I go home?
When did your father file for you?
2015.
I think you're going to have to go home probably for at least a year. They're only up to 2013, so you're going to probably have to go home and wait a year, is my guess.
Okay.
All right, but let's see where they're at. Contact me about 60 days before your OPT is up, and let's see where they're at.
All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.